every Friday on our website. Red Feather deep, has the receiver who breaks a tackle. It's Bovine. Brantley trying to catch him. He won't. And Oklahoma City on the first play of their next drive busts it loose and they regain the lead. Are you kidding me? Tiberius Bovine once again making the big play. Unbelievable. One wide receiver either side for Mike, and Daza will flip it out to Sim, and Sim makes the play! 10-5 touchdown! The doctor is in! The Crabs have a lead! Oh, mama! There goes that man!
To the right, single receiver to the left. Dunhill to throw, has time, goes deep down the left-hand side. That was complete behind the defense. They can't catch him. 10-5 touchdown. Atlanta. Boo Chisholm does it again.
Hand off to English on a first down, trying to get it around the left-hand side. Takes the long way around, but still picks up the first down. Still on his feet, down the sideline. Johnny English past the 20, 10. He scores again. Touchdown, Honolulu. On one of the craziest runs after fake punt, pass, kick, whatever I've ever seen. Unbelievable.
Mama, there goes that man.
I mean, he goes 5 yards back before he scores.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment about that, but I'll keep my comments to myself because he took this one to the house. He was blazing. 51 didn't have a shot.
So the Skyhawks having trouble on first and second down sometimes in terms of moving the chains, but they have converted on a decent amount of these third downs. I believe they've only had to punt once. Snap back, handoff to English, right up the gut. English fights his way for a first down again, and can you believe that? Johnny English, that's the second time on third down the man has just taken the ball and ran right up the gut for a first. This is a man possessed, ladies and gentlemen. He wants this Skyhawk team to succeed, and it looks like he's...
Split backs for Louis Ndula. Josh to throw, right into Big Sexy.
Big Sexy. Another country is heard from. Oh, yeah.
He just flew right by the offensive tackle. Gave him one little move and boop, down the cornerback went.
Split receivers and offside, and Snowden's going to take the handoff. Snowden, Richard Snowden spins back inside, breaks a tackle and scores. That's going to be a touchdown, DC. How in the world did he keep his balance and move the other way?
Wow, that's well, we were just talking about it too. You know, Snowden's got that ability to break away, and had he had more field there, he was definitely able to keep going. You know, he goes through the whole guy, doesn't have a whole lot of room there. One guy misses a tackle, he spins out of another, and shakes off that one right down there at the end, and is able to get in there. So DC is shown early on. They set the pace with the first touchdown, and then they come and they answer back with a great drive there.
Walker's deep pass is picked off. That's interception number 3 on the night. Eddie Gage gets up and returns it to the 34. How about Baltimore's defense against Kevin Walker? He did not throw 3 interceptions all of last season in any game. And only 2 times in his career has Walker thrown at least 3.
These two defenses right now canceling each other out. Showing a blitz up the middle, they bring it. Bentley running right into it. Bentley gets away from it. Bentley's got a first down. Breaks a tackle. Ray Bentley, he's gone. And the Aztecs are going to score and get on the board. Welcome to the game, Ray Bentley. And the Aztecs are right back in it just like that.
It is a chill 48 degrees this morning here in Seattle, Washington, and it's throwback night as the Nemesis are going to don their Tyrant gear to spook off the Florida Storm here in the Nemisphere. Hello, everybody. Ethan Muslin here alongside with my partner, Nate Hall. Nate, we've got a nice little matchup here between two squads, both under 500. Florida still on the outside looking in, trying to get into the playoff hunt. Seattle, unfortunately, already out, but already playing spoiler last week against Tulsa, hoping to do so again and boot Florida out of the playoff hunt. Do you think they might be able to pull this off?
Seattle, like you stated, they've got some weapons on the outside. Looking at a couple of wide receivers in Zachary Patton and David Gear, along with Tita Queen. They've got some weapons on the outside that can go up against this Florida defense, I think, and give them some trouble. However, whenever Florida plays up with their backs against the wall, you better look out, because that's exactly where Florida is right now. They're not in control of their own destiny, but first things first, they've got to focus on winning this game here this morning, and it starts right here now against this Seattle Nemesis squad, and they just got to focus on getting the job and task done. They're excited about that loss by Louisiana last night, because that is step one of keeping their slim playoff hopes alive, and just need to get this one here this morning.
Yeah, Louisiana now down to 6-5 after their loss to Minnesota. Now, been a brutal defeat. So now Florida hoping to get to 5-6 and give themselves an opportunity to get a game back on the Revs and possibly get into the playoffs as the boot is underway. And here we go. Ball taken from about the goal line, and it'll be a little run up the middle for Seattle's returner, Gus Scott. That'll bring it up to the 21-yard line. That'll bring out the Seattle offense.
Feels like we might have a little bit of audio technical difficulties with Ethan's mic here. However, that first pass going is going to be a first down for Seattle in their throwback uniforms, going back to their Tyrant days. Travis Blanton going over the middle for the long gain and the first down, and getting the ball all the way up to the 42-yard line. Blanton back to throw once again. Second pass completed. This time out to I believe that was number 13. Yeah, that was David Gears.
Yeah,
Correct,
yeah. So forgive me on that. We have a little bit of a tech issue on my side. The wonders of a certain internet provider, which we shall not discuss.
It's all good.
There'll be a handoff here up to the right side. But Lou Scott tried to shake the defender and ends up getting a loss on the play with the tackle there from Alex Dominguez, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, big old Alex Dominguez leading the league all time in stats such as sacks and tackles for losses, but gets a big tackle for loss right there to set him back about 4 yards, brings up a 3rd and 6 coming up.
They're going to go 3 wide. Once again, Blanton on the throw is going to go to the left side. Gets the first down to David Gears. Great pass there from the out route to get out of bounds at the Florida 43.
2 early completions out to David Gears on this first drive. Has them out to Florida territory already, down to the 43-yard line. They like these out routes, does Seattle. You got to look out for these if you're Florida secondary. Oh, we'll have to see if they count that one. Looks like they are counting it for right now. Counting it for right now. Sounds like we still have some technical difficulties on the audio again, but they're counting it for right now. We'll see if Seattle is going to challenge that, but they are not going to challenge that. That's going to be an interception by Ryan Davidson, It's going to stand. He got 1 foot in bounds, and it's going to be turned over to Florida on the very first drive of the ballgame by Seattle. Handoff goes to Bullet Bolesky. First play from scrimmage for Florida's offense. That's going to go nowhere, as the tackle is going to be made by number 40. I'm sorry, by 43 Brady Clark, but also David Horrell was in on that tackle as well.
Yeah, this goes to a 2 tight end set now to the left side with an offset eye. Cochran to hand it off. Right side for Bullet Bolesky. He'll have room to run. Shakes 2 defenders and does not get around the third. Ends up going to be about a gain of 12 for the first down.
Look out for the Bullet. Once he starts getting those blocks to the outside around the edges, and gets those seal blocks around the tackles and gets a head of steam, he is going to be off to the races. Gets a head of steam up to about 12 yards on that play for a first down.
Cochran again going down to 3 wide receivers. Both got Bullet Bolesky in the backfield. He will hand it off to him. Goes up the middle. Going to get about 4 to bring it out to the 40-yard line. We'll introduce the Florida Storm offense. The Hall of Famer Ron Cochran is under center with Charlie Bolesky and Stephen Bush. Charlie Bolesky in the backfield. Stephen Bush, Art Vandelay, E.J. Minson, and Optimus Klein are your wide receivers. Tight ends are Veridon Zarkov and Ron Hines. Finley James and Leroy James are your left and right guard, respectively. Bit of a throw here. The one-handed grab there on the play from E.J. Minson to get it right to the midfield stripe and another first down.
Are you kidding me? One-handed catch right there over the middle in front of the defender for Seattle. Just making it look easy out there is E.J. Minson getting a first down in the process right there in midfield. Nice play by Minson's part to make sure he corrals that one at the stripe.
They'll go to 4 wide receivers on this play. Cochran on the quick step. Has an open receiver right side, and Minson again steps out of bounds there at the 44 for a gain of 6.
Minson says, anything you can do, I can do better on that out route. As Seattle did on that previous possession with Gears, he does the same thing here on that out route. Gets a good 6 yards before he goes out of bounds.
Nice quick play there to get it into Seattle territory for the first time today. Bullet Bolesky going to get rammed out to the left and brought down for a minimal gain by David Harrell. Bring up 3rd down and 3. We'll introduce this Seattle Nemesis defense. On the line is Sean Parent, Aaron Stein, Greg Ward, and Catherine Harrell. KT Harrell and David Harrell with Matthias Citrion are your linebackers. Amar Bryant Jr., Daniel Valentine are your corners. Your safeties are Ethan Kai, Brady Clark, and Doug Day. Cochran has the open receiver to the right side for the first down. It's caught by Stephen Bush, and he'll get out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Another gain of 7 or so to move those chains.
Yeah, and Amar Bryant Jr. couldn't get over there in time before Stephen Bush got that out route completion over there towards the same sidelines that E.J. Minson got that out route of about 6 yards on the previous play a couple of plays ago. Getting that out route working early and often here on this first drive of Florida's ball game.
Cochran so far 3 for 3 on those passes. He'll go for twins right, fake the handoff, has some time. He'll get it to the left side, has the open man to get down to the 25. Ron Hines, the tight end, getting his first catch of the day for an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, Ron Haynes, he is definitely one of the 2 tight ends that they like to use out of the offensive formation, and gets a good 8 yards on that left side before he gets tackled.
Bring up 2nd down and 2. Bolesky to run up the middle. Denied at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a yard on the play. But a great tackle on the line from Aaron Stein to bring up 3rd down and short.
Aaron Stein said, no, sir, you are not getting the first down on that run, as he only allows Bullet to get 1 yard on that play.
Now a 3rd down and short. They're going to go twins to the right. Cochran from under center, hands up. Bolesky, but he's brought down on the push up the middle. Another big stop from Aaron Stein for a loss of 3.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to go stretch play. It didn't work up the middle on the second down, so they tried to go stretch play on the right side, and Aaron Stein was not fooled whatsoever. Able to get back there in a hurry was Aaron Stein. Able to get back there for a 3-yard loss, bring up this field goal attempt right here for Florida on this 4th down.
Bring out Ethan Sneed to kick the field goal. It'll be up on the way and good from 44. That'll give Sneed 22 in a row this season to make it 3-0 in favor of Florida.
Yeah,
Great
and,
kick there, right down the middle.
Yeah, and Ethan Sneed, as he stated, 22 in a row this season, almost as automatic as you can get, and it puts Florida early on the board, up 3.
And that drive ended up going about 10 plays to going 46 yards. Kick is underway. And Scott will take it from inside the end zone. He'll run it up the middle to bring it up to the 24-yard line. So we'll see the Seattle offense out once again. Terrellis Blanton, the man under center. Blue Scott, Matt Brown are in the backfield. Zachary Patton, David Gears, Tita Queen, and Gus Scott are
Might have some more audio trouble there, Ethan, I think, and that first play was almost intercepted after that pass deflection, and luckily it didn't get intercepted for the second straight drive by Florida. That could have been trouble. As it comes out in second down with empty in the backfield for Seattle. Back to throw is Trellis Blanton, gets the receiver out over the middle, and that's going to be caught by the tight end, Paulie Truth. Good for a gain of about 14 yards, good enough for the first down, and Trellis Blanton able to sidearm to throw that right over the middle, right past the ducking referee, try to get out of the way of that throw. Good for the first down up to the 40-yard line. Nice completion.
Yeah, you saw there Paulie Truth was just wide open up the middle. Great job by Blanton to see that, and oof, wow, that was just a big one. Big play to get it up to the 40. Blanton to hand it off. Lou Scott going right side. Has room to run, and there she goes to the 40, down to the 30. 35 to the 23-yard line. Incredible run broken off by Bellew Scott to get first down just outside the red zone.
And Bellew Scott, just perfect vision to get that one to the outside, following the blockers all the way up, way past midfield. Huge gain on that run. Able to follow the seal blocks to the right-hand side, and that one's going to go down for a 35-yard run all the way down to the 23-yard line. Amazing flip of the field right there.
Great flip of the field. Just gets to the 23. Bellew going to run right side again, but she cannot get around and gegets down to basically the line of scrimmage for no gain. That'll give us time to introduce the Florida defense. Deontay Stoneville, Alessandro Tamayo, Hall of Famer Alex Dominguez, and Pete Mitchell are on your line. Stephen Black, Ryan Tobin, Aaron Gooden are the linebackers. Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones are your corners. Adrian Blaine and Andrew Francis are the safeties. Blanton has the open man up the middle, just short of the goal line. Great catch there from Gus Scott.
Yeah, and Florida secondary had to do everything in their power to hold Gus Scott out of the end zone there. But a nice, perfectly ran post route to the inside off that right-hand side by Gus Scott, right past the defender of Andrew Francis, a strong safety, couldn't get back there in time. And Gus Scott had a perfectly good completion inside the 5, tackled at the 1 just before he got in the end zone.
Going to bring up a 1st and goal. They're about 4 feet away from Pater. Scott up the middle, punches it in. Touchdown, Seattle.
And why not hand it off to the running back who got the big play started earlier in the drive on the 35-yard run that got it started about 2 plays ago on that right-hand side. Just hand it off to her and let her just bang it right up the middle into the end zone for 6 points to cap it off and put Seattle in the lead for the first time today late here in the first quarter. Great drive to respond to Florida's field goal.
Yeah, that drive going 5 plays, 74 yards, 4 of them being run plays to Blue Scott for 58 as the extra point from Christian Ronald Sui is up and good. And that'll make it 7-3 in favor of Seattle with 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL is football for everyone. Kick return here from Optimus Klein. Couldn't get around to the left side, so he'll end up being taken down at the 24-yard line. Florida going to have to try to answer back after that score. Let's see if they can either narrow the gap to 1 or hopefully take the lead.
Yeah, this is Florida's game now that they need to win in order to stay relevant in the playoff, and they need to answer as many times with scores as they can.
Cochran gets the screen out to Boletsky. Only gets a gain of 3, and they're going to go no huddle on this one.
Trying to catch Seattle off guard, maybe.
Yeah, and they tried to adjust. They hand off to Boletsky, who goes left side. He ends up getting about 5. He ended up getting brought down on the play by Brady Clark. And again, going no huddle now on 3rd and short. Cochran to throw. Has a man up the middle. Good for the first down. Got about another 4 on that play with the catch to E.J. Minson. Again, resetting on no huddle. Seattle continues to adjust. Boletsky up the middle. Going to get to the 40. Only gets about 3, and that's where they're going to slow it down.
Well, I like that they got it all the way up to the 40-yard line before they did slow it down, and they went no huddle up until then. And a lot of times we see a lot of teams get stuck in the same play in no huddles, but not that time by Florida. They had about 3 or 4 different plays out of that same formation on 4 straight plays, so getting the first downs up until that point. Nothing doing on that run as we got a little bit more technical difficulties on the audio on that play. 3rd down coming up for Florida coming up here. 4 wide with 3 to the left of Ron Cochran. Back to throw. And that is going to be completed by Art Vandelay to keep the chains moving. Art Vandelay's first completion of the ball game, and it's good for a first down, bringing it up to nearly midfield, Florida's own 48-yard line, as they come right back up to the line, trying to not hurry up, but trying to keep the pace moving here on this drive.
Yeah, Vandelay got a nice little jump there in coverage. Boletsky going to go right side, and he gets double teamed right just past Seattle territory. It'll only be a gain of 2 with the tackle there made by both Amar Bryant Jr. and Doug Day. And that'll bring us over to the end of the first quarter. Seattle ahead here in the Nemisphere this morning. It's a 7-3 lead over the Florida Storm. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. We'll flip the field and come right back. Back here in the Nemisphere to kick things off the second quarter. Bullet Boletsky only going to get about 1 as he is planted down in the field by Brady Clark. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 to go.
And a big 3rd down coming up for Florida here because they no doubt don't want to kick this thing back over to Seattle to try to go up by 2 scores here, possibly in the second quarter here.
Cochran will have twins to the left here for 3rd and mid. Quick step throws up the middle. Nice catch on that play. on a bit of a jump coverage, and that looked to be Verdun Zarkov. Yes, it was. He makes the catch and gets it in Seattle's 35 for the first down.
Yeah, that's Zarkov's first catch of his day. After they got one to Ron Haynes, the other tight end, earlier in the first quarter, he'll have his first one here on this drive.
And they'll flip it this time. Twins to the right. And off for Boletsky. Shakes one tackle and breaks a little loose and gets to the 24-yard line for 11 yards and a first down.
And what a nice job by Bullet that time to shake off that tackle at the line. We're so used to seeing him do that too. Just a little shimmy shake off the line right there. Get off me, he said to Aaron Stein. He said, I got to get a first down to get, and got right past the line for that first down inside the 25-yard line. Nice running there. Nice toughness shown by Bullet on that play.
Looks like they're in a pass set now with 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left side. Cochran from the shotgun has it. Oh, what a good catch to the right side. Gets it inside the 10-yard line for first and goal. And that's Stephen Bush making his second catch.
Yeah, Stephen Bush with his second catch already in this ball game. And you got to say how much protection Ron Cochran's got back there in the offensive backfield as well, anchored by the 2 guards they have in their starting lineup, Leroy and I want to say, Leroy and Finley James, the guards back there.
Boletsky trying to push his way to the end zone, not going to get anywhere that time. And that's a tackle from Brady Clark, and looks like he got a little bit hurt as he came back up on that play.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that as the situation unfolds and keep you updated as we get updates up here, but hopefully it's nothing serious.
And we'll now make it second down and goal to go. 4 yards to pay dirt. Looks to be about 11 feet. Cochran to throw. Left side. It's caught and just short of the goal line.
Oh, wow.
DJ Minson made the grab, but
that is unfortunate. He couldn't get across the goal line right there, as he was just inches away from reaching the pylon on that one. Coming out and an offset eye is Florida on this third goal, from the 1-yard line. Back to throw. And that's, not going to be caught as they were trying to get it out to number 45, J.W. Doyle. And they're going to bring out Ethan Sneed once again on the field goal attempt. I don't know. Is it too early to go for it on 4th down to try to go up by a score, or just take the points? I think you just got to take the points if you're Florida and keep this to a 1-point game.
Keep it to within less than a field goal and try to keep yourself in it. Sneed will kick it away. It's up and good from 18. That'll make it 7-6 in favor of Seattle with 8:34 to go here in the second. The SFL convention is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th to the 30th for season 21 kickoff weekend. Room reservation details and the weekend schedule are on the Convention Alerts channel in the SFL Discord server, to make sure to check those out. Rooms are going fast, so make sure to reserve your special group rate today. We'll see you there. Scott to take this kick just inside the goal line. He'll run it out to about the 20. Has a couple blocks, but doesn't get much as he gets brought down to the 22.
We'll see what Seattle does here on their next drive. They had a touchdown on their previous possession. See if they can get another scoring drive going here on this next possession that they have.
They'll set themselves up with 2 receivers and a bit of a pistol set for Blanton. He'll take the snap, has some protection, goes to the right side, will be completed to Zachary Patton to get his first catch of the game. It'll go down for a gain of 4.
Yeah, that's good completion on that out route. Again, showing you that they that's what they run a majority of the time towards those sidelines, the out routes to either side of the field. between Gears and Patton about 90% of the time, I believe.
Back into the pistol, but now with 3 wide receivers. Blanton, a bit of a low snap. Going for the deep ball right side. Has the open man, and it's caught! Down to the Seattle 48-yard line. Another big catch to Patton.
Yeah, what a nice throw, though, by Blanton on that one. A nice tight spiral on that one, getting it off to the right-hand side. Over the outstretched arms that time of Ryan Davidson in the corner. And getting that one out to Patton as he was diving down to catch it. And what a nice play to get the first down near midfield.
Humongous play there for Seattle as Patton got that for 26 yards. Handoff up the middle for Scott. Has a bit of a lane, but just could not get there in time. And gets brought down by Stephen Black. It'll only be a gain of 2. Nice little run up the middle. Unfortunately, Baloo Scott only for that couple of big gains that they had. Hasn't been much, but it's still a pretty good average so far, even when you include the big gains. Yeah. Letting the throw here on second down. Under pressure, shakes against one, but cannot take down the other. Got out of the way of Stoneville, but man, oh man, number 69, Alex Dominguez, there to back up the sack.
All-time leader in the SFL in sacks at 220 and a half. And you better believe that if one person's going to miss him coming around the edge in Stoneville, that big old Alex Dominguez is not going to miss the second time coming around the edge like that. And Blanton is for sure going to be going down the backfield on that play. What a big sack by Dominguez.
That's the reason he's a Hall of Famer. Blanton on 3rd and long, steps out to the right side and will throw it away. Got too much pressure there up the middle, so he'll force 4th down.
And not what Seattle was wanting on that possession for sure, as they're going to have to punt this one back over to Florida with bringing out Butte on the field.
Yeah, it'll be Lilac Butte to come out to punt it away. Bit of an unfortunate finish there. Seattle was not able to do much after that big catch there from Patton. But Butte will kick this away. Be returned on the other side by Optimus Klein at about the 17. And he'll get about 3 yards to bring it out to the 20. If you missed any SFL action, make sure to check out highlights of SFL games on our YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation, provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and to Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all of your sports highlights needs. Or we're going to the heavy offset I for first down. We got the 2 tight ends set up to the right side. And Cochran will throw, gets it to Boletsky on the screen, shakes 1, and will only get about 9. That looked to be about 10, but knocked out of bounds just before the line to gain.
Yeah, a little bit of a hard hit, too, near that sidelines, but Bullet Boletsky's tough enough he can take that kind of hit. But a good job of getting that throw out there to the flats. Bullet able to do the rest and get that good 9 yards before he gets out of bounds.
And they'll go back to that heavy I. Same play they had last time. They'll hand it off to Bullet this time, but he's brought down in the backfield. Ends up being a loss of 2. Oh, and there's the update on Brady Clark. Unfortunately, he has a torn bicep, so he will be out for the rest of this game.
Not what you're hoping for if you are Seattle and the rest of Seattle's defense.
Got to credit Greg Ward with that tackle for loss. Ball tipped in the air this time, and it's intercepted into the hands of Amar Bryant Jr., and you got to think it was there whether he liked it or not.
Yeah, Amar Bryant Jr., good job of being at the right place at the right time. They were looking for Stephen Bush on that reception. I think it might have just bounced off of his shoulder on that throw, and found the hands of Amar Bryant Jr. as he was just trailing the play, and just found his hands kind of, as you said, as he was not expecting it there.
Yeah, not expecting it, but it gives Seattle the ball once again. Baloo Scott on the screen. Excuse me, no, that's not Scott. That is the fullback, Matt Brown, to get the catch, but unfortunately he'll only get about a yard on the play.
See if Seattle can come up with a score off of a turnover here to make Florida pay for that mistake here.
Handed off. This time it is to Scott as a block gets to the first down to the 30, down to the 20, and going to keep pushing down to the 16-yard line.
And that run right there will give Baloo Scott over 1,000 yards for her 2 seasons of rushing for Seattle. So congrats to her, and I'm sure many more rushing yards to come in her career. But nice run to the outside. She's getting used to following those outside blocks like that. To the outside, following her fullback and the rest of her outside tackles towards the sidelines, and getting big runs after big runs like that towards the sidelines.
Yeah, great milestone to hit 4 figures on a big play like that. Blanton going for the throw, has an open man to the right side. Will get it to the 8-yard line for a gain of 7. And again, Patton once again getting that catch.
Patton getting a good 7 yards out of that completion. Blanton having all kinds of time to throw also on that one, and getting the completion out to Patton before Davidson can get over there to bat it down or try to cover that one. And what a play by David Gears in the end zone to come up with that completion and in the end zone for the touchdown. Nice sidearm throw by Blanton, and Gears does just exactly what he needs to do and what Seattle needed to do on that offensive possession to again make Florida pay for their transgression of turning that ball over on the previous offensive possession and getting in the end zone for 6 points.
Yeah, the drive goes about 4 plays to get it to from about I think it was about a 76-yard drive. As the kick is up and good from Suey to make it 14-6 with 4:31 to go here in the second quarter. Great job from the Seattle offense to exploit that interception and put it in for the score. Yeah, so that would be right. It is a 41-yard drive. My mistake. Oh, it is morning here on the West Coast, and you can tell. Run up the middle here on the kick return. It'll bring it up to the Florida 27-yard line. Florida this will probably be either their final or penultimate drive before we go to the end of the half. So they've got this chance and maybe one more chance to try and get it back to a 1-score lead, or if they're feeling daring, they might want to try to go for 2.
Yeah, we'll see what this drive produces and how this turns out.
Hand off to Bullet on the left side for first down. Breaks it off. Just 2 tacklers, but ends up getting to about the 35 for a gain of 9.
And another good run by Bullet off to that left-hand side. As he stated, getting a couple of spin moves off a couple of would-be tacklers for Seattle, and getting a nice run of 9 yards off of that play.
Gets it to just on the outside of the 35 for 2nd and 1. They're going to go for that heavy offset eye. Wow, he just got swarmed there in the backfield. Great tackle from Sean Parent.
Yeah, Sean Parent coming off of his defensive end spot. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Nowhere to go for Bullet that time as Parent got the tackle for loss for the 4-yard loss.
Great tackle for loss for Parent. That's his 13th all-time.
Oh.
And that one deflected and incomplete. Matthias Citrion could not hold on to it, but he'll take the knockdown. It's a 3-and-out for Florida.
And Ron Cochran is having one of those seasons this season, it seems like, doesn't it? I mean, his excuse me, his touchdown to interception ratio has been on the negative side this season. He's just not having the kind of season that we're used to seeing out of the Hall of Famer, and it's certainly showing early here in this ball game.
Yeah, but prior to this game, he was 17 touchdowns, 23 picks on the season. So basically, you're talking about a -5 in terms of scores and picks. As Scott tried to go out to the right side on that punt return, not going anywhere there. They'll take it to the 29. Seattle in the catbird seat right now, holding firm to an 8-point lead. Hoping to extend it to a 2-score game on this drive. Blanton will start off with twins to the left side, Ballou in the backfield, 2 tight ends to the right. Handoff for Scott up the middle. Only going to get about 2 on the play. Going to get out to the 31.
I'll tell you what, you were saying there earlier on the last, at the end of the last Seattle drive that ended a touchdown, that you were feeling how it was the morning time in the West Coast. I think Seattle's using this to their advantage and coming out strong here in this half. And Florida's coming out here in this first half acting like they were all jet lagged and coming out slow.
Got to get some caffeine in them, man.
Yeah.
David Gears on the out route gets it completed and tiptoes out of bounds to the 36 to make it 3rd down and 2.
Good play on that out route once again by Gears. That's already Gears' 5th reception now for over 60 yards on the day.
Good use of both David Gears and Zachary Patton. We haven't heard from Tita Queen or Gus Scott yet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Ballou tried to get around and ends up getting denied by Stephen Black and ends up being a loss of 2, and Seattle will have to kick it away.
Yeah, after the quick 3 and out by Florida on that previous possession of theirs, Seattle turns around and has their own 3 and out of their own on that possession, and they'll have to punt it right back to Florida.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate loss on the play. So Lilac Butte punted off. Kick is away. Optimus Klein to return it. He'll take it from his own 27. And gets a decent return on the play. Gets it up to the 4-33. Oh, and we have another Seattle nemesis down. It's Little Wheezy, the secondary safety, who ended up getting hurt on that one.
Wow. Not something you want to see there. Oh, it looks like a hamstring.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it was a bit. Yeah, it got cramped up on that one by the looks of it. Oh, that you hate to see it.
Hopefully it's nothing serious. You can get a little potassium in them, and we'll be right back out there. Hopefully.
That'll bring us up to the 2-minute warning. Florida's got the football once again. They're trailing by 8. It's 14-6 in favor of Seattle. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music here on YouTube. Florida starting this drive here on the 33 with 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Hand off to the Bullet, goes right side, shakes one, gets to the first down, gets down to the 35 to the 45. And looks like he got tackled inbounds, so his clock will keep moving, but a big break for Florida.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of big runs like that out of Bullet so far here in the first half, and another one right there that goes for another big gain down to the 45-yard line. Broke a couple of tackles on the way as well as he went around the outside on that right-hand side of the line.
I'll hand it off again, but this time he's met at the line of scrimmage for a loss. Good tackle from Catherine Harrell to get the tackle on Boletsky, make it 2nd and long.
Got a family affair going on over here in Seattle. You got Catherine Harrell, the defensive tackle, KT Harrell, the inside linebacker, and then David is the outside linebacker. Wow, what a big time sack that time out of Sean Parent as he came around the edge and just completely blew up Ron Cochran out there in the backfield that time for the big loss. And that time it was E.J. Minson on the receiving end of that big time throw out of Ron Cochran. Ron Cochran coming back after that big time sack on the previous play and getting the big completion over the outstretched arms of cornerback Daniel Valentine on that play, getting it all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Closing in on that red zone with 53 seconds to go. And Cochran evading one, but Parent brings him down again. It'll be a loss of 3. They're going to go no huddle. Cochran to throw again, in trouble again, gets it away, and it's incomplete.
And Florida will have
intended for number 45.
Yeah, Florida will have a little bit of a chance now not to have to go with no huddle here and to collect their thoughts before this big third down play.
Yeah, J.W. Doyle was the intended target there. Ends up going incomplete. Third down and long. Shotgun set with 4 wide receivers. Cochran going to throw it up the middle. Has the man and gets the first down to the 6-yard line. Optimus Klein getting the catch. Now first and goal to go with about 20 seconds remaining. Cochran gets it. Touchdown, Florida! Great catch there from Art Vandelay to close it to within 2.
And what a catch in the end zone by Vandelay to bring this to within a 2-point game. Let's see if they go for 2 here. Try to tie it before the half. Oh, they're going to go for 1 and go for the keep this to within a 1-point game. I would like to see him go for 2 just because I'm that kind of guy. But I guess you're going to.
I would as well. I'd like to see a 2-point try, but I think this is also the wise call. Take the guaranteed try and make it a 1-point affair as the kick from Snead is up and good. I'll make it 14-13 Seattle with 20 seconds to go in the half. Florida's got to feel good about that drive.
Oh, absolutely. That looking like they were, going to be down by 8 points before halftime, but then have a strong showing like that on their last drive before the halftime break and be able to go down all the way down the field for the score. Even after a couple of big-time plays out of the defense of Seattle with some sacks by Parent on that drive, just for Ron Cochran to come back and show his Hall of Fame true colors and come back and lead a drive of his own to throw big-time passes to Art Vandelay and Minson and Bush on that drive and just keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, that Florida drive went 8 plays, 86 yards to go for the score. This will be a free play for Seattle as Scott will pretty much go nowhere. But I think they'll take the free 5 on that one.
See who this is going to get pegged on. I didn't see who that was.
That's on number 52. That's Deontay Stoneville, one of the defensive ends, getting a free 5 yards for Seattle.
Yeah, and Stoneville, if you'll remember, back in that first quarter, almost had to sack it, but Dominguez came around and cleaned up later. So he's still eager for that sack that he almost had earlier in this ball game. He got a little bit too much of a head start, though.
Yeah, got a little antsy there, trying to get that momentum on Florida's side a little bit more. Blanton will hand it off. Ballou going to push up the middle, get to the 35, and I think that's where they're content to just let it go for the end of the half.
Yep, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, and that'll take us to the end of the first half of play. A good game so far between both these squads. Florida trying to stay in the playoff hunt. Seattle hoping to play the spoiler. They lead 14-13. Second half will get underway right now. Back here at the Nemisphere, brought to you by Jerky Pro Jerky. And make sure you can go to their website. Make sure to use the promo code Nemesis to get a good deal on some nice beef jerky. Run from Optimus Klein will only go to about the 28 on the return, so Florida will take over to start the second half. Should be a good start for them. They got themselves within 1 to close out the first, and now they'll hope to take the lead here in the second. Cochran so far 13 for 16 for 155. Hey, Dad. One pick and 1 touchdown. Cochran going to throw here. Has the man open for E.J. Minson. Gets to the 45-yard line for a gain of 16 and a first down.
Yeah, the good start to this first drive here for Florida. Just able to drop back, find a wide open completion over there to E.J. Minson. And 1 catch, 1 first down. That's what you're looking for if you're looking to regain the lead. I think this would be their first lead if they score here, since it was 3-0.
Yeah, it would be. Minson so far 5 for 5 for 87. Cochran to throw again. Going to have the low pass and a step out of bounds for J.W. Doyle. Oh, and there's the update on Little Weezy. So his night is done, unfortunately. The secondary safety going to have to watch the rest of the game from the sideline.
Unfortunate news for him, and hopefully that won't be as big of a loss as it seems like it would be on paper. So we'll see how it goes the rest of this game.
And down at 8, the run for Bolesky up the middle. We're going to get a couple of yards to get to the 49. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
A big 3rd down coming up here for Florida. Let's see what they do here. Most likely a pass. So far, Ron Cochran, besides that 1 interception early in the first half, he's been doing all right in the pass game.
He has. Bolesky going to take the run. It's not going to get much on there. They'll get into Seattle territory just barely on the 2-yard run, but it'll bring up 4th down.
An unfortunate handoff there, though, that time to Bullet Bolesky. I would have liked to see Ron throw that one there on 3rd down to try to get that first down, but a 4th down upcoming, and they're going to have to send Agrippa out here to punt this one.
Marcus Agrippa to punt it away. I think this is the first time we've seen him tonight. They're going to let this one bounce. Oh, it might be good. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Right at the goal line.
Wow. Agrippa.
From Marcus Agrippa.
Agrippa coming through in the clutch in the punt game for Florida. And could we see it, Ethan? A 2-point safety upcoming for Florida. If we can get these defenders back there for a big stop on this first play, let's see.
It'd be a go-ahead safety, which I haven't seen in a long time. Heavy I formation run for Baloo Scott. Gets past the goal line. We'll get about 2 before getting taken down by Stephen Black and Andrew Francis. It'll be 2nd down.
We're still inside the 5, though, so anything could happen, but wow. I just can't get over how big that punt was. I don't think it's been a while since I've seen a punt inside the 2-yard line, much less inside the 1 down to the goal line.
You got to give props to the special teams guy for stopping to pick up that football. As again, Scott will get another yard or so before Aaron Gooden makes the tackle. Gonna bring up 3rd down and 7 to go.
Here's what I'm looking at though on 3rd and 7. Are they going to hand it off one time just to give their punter a little bit more room, or are they going to try to go for a pass here and possibly play the sack game? They're going to just hand it off.
They're going to run it off here and only get a couple more yards, so they get it up to the 5. So there'll be a little bit more breathing room for Lilac Butte to punt, but still going to be pretty much pinned right at the end line.
Yeah, pinned at the end line and going to be really good field position, most likely upcoming here for Florida's next offensive possession.
Gets the quick punt and gets it away. This will be taken right at the Seattle 40. Great field position for Florida. They're going to be taking it up to the 38-yard line. Tonight on Next Level Sports, the two biggest surprises of the SFL's 20th anniversary season will meet at the historic Hive, where the 9-1 Atlanta Swarm will host the 7-3 Tulsa Desperados, with the winner moving closer to a first-round bye. Kickoff will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
And a nice completion that time by E.J. Minson. I believe that's going to be good enough on that. Yeah, that's going to give him 102 receiving yards for the day. He only needed 100 yards coming in today to put him over 1,000 receiving yards on the season. So he's got that 1,000-yard mark for the season. Congrats on his good season thus far with that completion. And another completion by Optimus Klein that time. 2 plays so far, already inside the 20-yard line. That's what good field position will do for you after that short punt on the previous Seattle possession.
And off to Boletsky, trying to get out to the backfield, got a couple more yards out of it, and ends up getting down to the 17 to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Third and 3 coming up here. See what Seattle's defense can do here to see if they can get a stop.
And off Boletsky, first down to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Florida!
Oh, wow. What a run by the Bullet. Row that boat down to the end zone. Bullet Boletsky, as she gets all the way down to the end zone, just taking that run all the way down the right-hand side, following his blockers, breaking a tackle right at the end to cross the goal line for 6 points, and the first lead for Florida since it was 3-0 way back early in the first quarter to take the lead by 6 points, printing this extra point.
Great play there from Boletsky. Gonna cap off the drive at 4 plays, 40 yards for a 17-yard touchdown as Snead's kick is up and good. That'll make it 20-14 in favor of Florida with just about 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Hey, don't leave the broadcast yet without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out content from teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join the server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the menu. The SFL community 2,000 strong will see you there. Gus Scott with a nice return up the middle, brings Seattle up to their own 25.
We'd like to see how Seattle can respond to that last Florida score. Seattle, again, on the flip side of that, hasn't trailed in this game since early in the first quarter, so this is new territory for them. They needed to respond here on this drive with a score of their own.
Absolutely do. Blanton's going to throw it on the quick pass, and Blue slid down to about the 26. She tried to get back up and ended up getting contacted, so it'll only go for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Trellis just threw that ball a little bit too low to where she had to slide down and go down and get that, and couldn't keep her feet under her to where she could get extra yards after the catch. So only goes for a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers right now for 2nd down. Blanton going to hand it off. Blue Scott up the middle. Gets planted by Stephen Black. Another 1-yard gain to make it 3rd and 8, as we got a little update from Gene Benazzi, our statistician, today. After that touchdown, Florida's win probability now jumping up to 78%.
We'll have to see how that manifests itself throughout the rest of this ball game.
Glenn going to have 5 wide from the shotgun. Bit of a low snap. Has time. Going to heave it out. Right side. Open receiver! What a catch made by Zachary Patton down to the Florida 38.
And Zachary Patton, get out of here with that kind of catch. What in the world? Trellis Blanton, first of all, with the beautiful throw, but Zachary Patton, he's not the #1 receiver out of Seattle for nothing. Just able to outstretch his hands over the safety, Andrew Francis, out there, and just outstanding catch inside the 40-yard line. What a big play.
Catch goes for 35 yards, puts Patton up to 72 total on the day on his 4 receptions. Handoff for Ballou, tried to stutter step and ended up getting taken down by Black. It'll be a loss of 3.
Yeah, one of the cases of 2 steps forward and 1 step back that time for Seattle after the big time catch out there by Patton. You go backwards by 3 yards on the run.
Bring up 2nd and long. 2 tight ends split. Patton to...
Oh, now... Yeah, now Tomelo gets back there on the sack action, getting around the tackle on that one, and big time loss on that play. 3rd and a country mile coming up now here for Seattle, back at midfield. Man, and Charles Blanton said 22 yards, that's nothing. When I got receivers out there like Zachary Patton that can run post routes like this and get 25 yards for me at the drop of a hat, that's no problem for me whatsoever. 25 yards of this cinch. And he gets exactly that, 25 yards, and now Patton's up to 97 yards on the day.
Great reception there. Clutch 3rd down. Blanton going to keep the drive running, but he's under pressure again. Evades one passer, but Tomaello gets him again. Oh, excuse me, he does. Yes, that is Tomaello to get it for the loss of 6.
When you got a Florida defensive line like they do here in Florida, you've got to get rid of that ball quicker than that. You've got to have a clock in the back of your head that says if that ball's not out of your hands within 3 seconds, you just better throw it away because they're coming after you.
Ballou Scott going to go for the run left side, only going to get about 2. Gets down to the 29-yard line. You see Ballou Scott already 69 yards on the day with about 4.6 at average.
Another big 3rd and 14. They already converted a 3rd and 22 previously on the last set of downs, so we'll see what they do on 3rd and 14 here.
Blanton to throw. Has some pressure coming from the right side. Going to go that direction. And only going to get up to about the 24. Nice little job to give it away to number 83, if I remember correctly. That's Carlton Rhodes. That will bring out Ronald Suey to kick the field goal, though.
Yeah, didn't get anywhere near the 14 that they needed for the first down, so that will bring out Ronald Suey for the field goal attempt. Cut into this 6-point lead in half if the field goal coming up here is good.
It'll be about a 41-yarder from the right hash. Should be a good shot. On its way. It is good. And that'll make it 20-17. Florida with a 3-point lead now with about a minute and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Definitely not the kind of ending to the drive that Seattle was looking for sure, but definitely points nonetheless, and they'll be happy for that.
Absolutely. Still cuts the lead, as you said, in half, and makes it a 3-point game with about a quarter and a minute to go. So, we're looking at about 12 and a half minutes of football left here at Darkwood Stadium. Return up to the left side, and Klein will only get out to about the 25.
So now, we take a look at Florida coming up here on offense, and Florida has a chance to extend this lead to 2 scores should they end this one in a touchdown. And through most of that first half, the way that first half was going, we'd be hard pressed to say that would even happen late in this ball game. They're only going for about a 3-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 7 after that completion. But see what they do here on 2nd down. Yeah, Rod Cochran looked like he wanted a pass interference call, but I think that was just good defensive play there that time by the defense, and good job getting the pass deflection over the middle there by the secondary. Goes incomplete, bring up a big 3rd down play.
3rd down and 7, 4 wide with 3 to the right for Cochran. Has time, gonna go up the middle and manages to make the catch out to Optimus Klein. Gets up to the 41-yard line and a 1st down.
Klein now with his 3rd reception of the ball game. This one going for another 1st down. It was an all slants play that time, completed over the outstretched arms, I should say, past KT Harrell, the inside linebacker. Couldn't get her hand on it as it got right past her hand into the awaiting palms of Klein for the 1st down up to the 41-yard line.
They'll go back to 4 wide receivers. Cochran to throw, has a little pressure up the middle, has time, gets it away, it's intercepted! Picked off on the play by number 35. I think that is the backup safety. No, it's the backup corner, Aaron Pearson.
And Pearson was just waiting for that one over the middle. Looked like he was right there in between the Ron Cochran and the receiver, who was way behind that where the interception was actually made. Looked like there was a receiver. I didn't see who the receiver was. I apologize, but there was a receiver running a deep post route way behind where that interception was actually made. But Pearson being at the right place at the right time for the pick.
Blanton gonna get taken down though on the quick sack. He'll be brought down by Alex Dominguez. It'll end up being a loss of 2 as he couldn't find any receiver on the quick draw. And that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Time for your 4s, 12s, 68s, and 86s in the chat, everybody. We got 1 quarter of football to play, and Florida's on top, 20-17. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. As we flip the field here at the Darkwood Stadium, the Nemisphere, if you will. Blanton's going to throw, and he's brought down once again. It's a loss of 6.
Wow.
It looked to be Stoneville. Yes, it was.
Yeah, Stoneville going for his 1st sack of this game. And he'll be saying, it's about time. I've been trying to get that sack all game long. And he finally gets back there to get Blanton for the big loss.
4th sack of the season for Stoneville on 3rd and very long. Blanton gonna heave it up off the helmet and incomplete.
Oh, off the helmet and almost right back into the hands of that was Francis. Almost got the ricochet off of his own helmet and dropped down into his own hands and just couldn't hang on for the interception. But nice defensive play nonetheless.
Yeah, Francis, the deflector, if you will, to knock that one away. So Seattle will be forced to punt. Lilac Butte to kick it this away. See, maybe they might be able to put Florida down in their own 5. Popping it up to the left side. They'll let this one bounce at the 10. It's bounced to the 2, to the 1.
line?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Down at the 2-yard line.
So Grippa had one at the goal line. Now Butte has one down at the 2. Man, these punters came out to play today, didn't they? Wow.
Oh, you love to see it. Love to see
Oh.
special teams go really hard. So this will pin Florida down at the 2-yard line. Cochran going to change the play up just a little bit. He sees something he wants to fix. He'll take the snap. Boletsky left side, has room to run at the 10 and down to the 16. Good game for 14 yards and a first down.
And Bullet said, "Oh, we're pinned inside the 5. That doesn't matter to me. I'll just follow my blockers to the left and get a good 14 yards and just wipe away that deep, pinned inside deep threat to our offense and get a first down in the process."
Yeah, easy run there for Boletsky, already over a century mark today. 107 yards on 22 attempts. A nice little run of just under 5 per run. Cochran will throw it out to Boletsky left side, and he will get planted down for a gain of 2 by David Harrell. Moves the ball, but unfortunately moves the clock as well.
Yeah, and that's only Boletsky's third reception out there in the flats for 8 yards. So, they have used him out there, but not as much as we're used to accustomed to seeing.
Pull it up the middle. Will get enough for the first down as Harrell again makes the tackle, but just before Bullet gets to the line to gain at the 26.
As soon as I say that, though, of his lack of receiving numbers, I guess you don't need that kind of receiving production when you got a runner who just gets first downs on his legs like that and gets 23 rushes for over, 110 yards like he has.
Yeah, that puts him up to an average of 5. Cochran in trouble. Steps in front. That's going to be a penalty.
Yep.
Oh, that is a bad call from Cochran. You would think he would know better than that, but unfortunately that pass is going to be called back.
Yeah. Hall of Famer, you got to know you got to just run that one and keep that one tucked in and get as many yards as you can just running forward once you pass the line of scrimmage. But both feet are past the original line of scrimmage, and you try to, throw that one, you're going to get a penalty and a loss of down, which results in a loss of yardage as well. That's a big-time penalty if you're on the Florida offense.
Yeah, you got to remember that one, unfortunately. So with the loss of down, it'll make it 2nd down and 14, the penalty taken from the spot of the foul. Cochran to throw, has the middle, will be caught to the 43, so 1 penalty in, but Klein takes it right back for another first down.
Yeah, and Cochran said, "My bad, guys. I'll come back and make the next completion good for a first down." Finds Klein over the middle for a sliding completion off the post pattern, gets behind the defense, and a nice sliding completion, as I stated, for that first down past the 40-yard line.
It's the 17th first down of the game for Florida compared to Seattle's 8. So they have lapped them in terms of first down production. Cochran to throw left side will have the receiver down for about a gain of 9. Daniel Valentine making the stop on E.J. Minson.
Yeah, Minson is having himself a day, now up to 111 on 7 receptions.
Yeah, so far Minson just under 16 yards average yards per catch. And off to Boletsky will get the first down into Seattle territory down to the 42. And another tackle there. This one was Catherine Harrell, the linewoman, bringing that one down.
We have another good run, though, by Bullet, and another first down to keep that clock moving. The clock now for Seattle. Not only do you need to stop for the Nemesis, and as Florida keeps moving the chains and inside the 50-yard line, but you also need to stop to keep them. You also need to, get the ball back and get it stopped.
Good tackle on the play from 2 Seattle Nemesis as the catch is made by Ron Hines. That's only his 2nd one of the day so far.
Yeah, a little bit of a quiet day from Ron Haynes. as he only has, as you stated, only has a second catch of the day for about 17 yards. So not used to seeing him with such a quiet day, but they've had big days elsewhere.
Valesky tried to go right side, but he is denied by Amar Bryant Jr. and KT Harrell. It's defensive stop there from the corner. It'll be up 3rd down and 1.
Big 3rd down. That's putting it mildly, I guess, but big 3rd down coming up for Seattle's defense here. If they can get a stop here and possibly hold this to just a field goal attempt, this would be big.
Yeah, it would be a long try. This would be about a 50-burger if they can hold it here. 3rd down and 1. Cochran to throw. Going right side. Has the receiver for the 1st down, and it's J.W. Doyle who steps out of bounds at the Seattle 26.
Yeah, Doyle gets himself out of bounds, but not before he gets past the 1st down marker to continue the chains moving and continue the clock moving as well, as we're now approaching the 5.5-minute mark.
Yeah, once we get under 5 minutes, any play out of bounds will stop the clock. Handoff to Valesky is met by KT Harrell. Only going to end up being about a gain of 3.
This wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if Seattle can still hold Florida to just a field goal try. If they can still get a stop here somehow on this drive, I think it'd be a big deal though for Seattle's defense if they allow a touchdown here on this drive. However,
yeah, that would make it a 2-score game with 5 minutes to go. You really don't want that. Cochran to throw, has a man to the left side. Doyle cannot hold on to it. Oh, I thought he got it, but he couldn't hold on. It'll be incomplete.
David Harrell, you got to hold on to that. You almost had that ball for your defense. Off the hands of Doyle. Off the hands of Doyle, almost into the hands of Harrell. Harrell could have had a gift, and he just let it drop. Oh, he's kicking himself right now.
Yeah, that was a grand opportunity for David Harrell to get the pick, and I think he's on the route to go to the end zone, so that would have been really close to getting it.
Oh, for sure.
3rd down and 7. Cochran on the deep drop, throws right and gets these tiptoe catch to Optimus Klein, who goes out of bounds to the 19 for 4th down.
Yeah, but that's the big thing. It is 4th down. Klein didn't get past the sticks. He only ran a 4-yard route that time and didn't get the 1st down to move the chains. So it's going to bring out Ethan Snead for the 3 points. Seattle, for the moment, has done their job on defense and still potentially a 1-score game here and keeping Seattle in this ball game.
We'll bring it to a 36-yard attempt from the middle. Good snap, good hold. Kick on the way for Snead is good from 36 yards. He makes it 23-17 with 4:53 to go here in the 4th quarter. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Drive for Florida went 14 plays, 81 yards, even with the foul up from Cochran. Still ends up making it a field goal. Gus Scott taking it from inside his own end zone. Going to throw to the 20, has room to the 25 to the 30. Gets down to the 40. There's room to run and cannot get past Ethan Snead, who brings him down at the Florida 49.
And I think that was a mistake on Gus Scott's part to juke instead of just turning on the afterburners and running as fast as he could. Because he had the steel blocks on that left-hand side. He just had the kicker to beat. I think had he not juked and just tried to run as fast as he could have probably got past the kicker right there. And I don't know if he could have got past the rest of the blockers there, but I think he could have it could have been a possibility. Yep. Big stop right there by Alex Dominguez on first down, bringing up 2nd and 11. Another tackle for loss to add to the stat sheet of big old Dominguez there, right there in the middle of that line. Oh. And that is a big time interception right there by Andrew Francis. You remember on the previous Seattle possession, Francis had a opportunity at an interception that bounced off of his helmet onto his hands, and it bounced to the turf and incomplete. This time he made sure that it didn't bounce off his hands. He corralled that interception, stayed the course through the catch process, held on to it for the interception, and that one hurts for Seattle because now, well, there you go. Yep, there you go. As soon as I said, because now Florida's in the driver's seat, and on the very first play from scrimmage, Florida, the Charlie Boletsky bullet train goes all the way down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line.
Man, what a run there from Bullet. Gets it to the 26. Twins to the right for first down. Cochran from under center. As they start to milk this clock now with 3.5 to go. Hand off, Boletsky. It's met right at the line by one of the Harrells, and it'll be a loss of 1.
Yeah, KT Harrell comes in and gets the TFL that time for a 1-yard loss, and with 3 minutes left in the game, they need to turn over Northway to Seattle's defense.
Yeah, they cannot allow points here, otherwise it'll be a 2-score game. Boletsky gets brought down by KT again, down to the 24, another 1-yard gain. Now it'll be 3rd down and 8.
A 1-yard gain, and all of a sudden turning into a one-woman show here on this drive. KT Harrell with 2 plays in a row, trying to slow down and stop this Florida offense on these two consecutive Florida plays.
Cochran looks to be set to throw. Nickel package for Seattle. Cochran with 3 wide receivers, 2 in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Boletsky up the middle. Brought down again by KT Harrell, and it's a 4th down.
3 plays in a row. KT Harrell making sure that Florida does not get the first down on that series of plays as they bring out Snead to get the 3-point attempt. They'll probably wait to snap this, though, on the other side of the 2-minute warning.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. We're going to go to the 2-minute warning. Florida up by 6, hoping to make it a 2-score game to get up by 9. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. That is the woman of the drive right there, KT Harrell. 3 consecutive stops on Bullet Boletsky to force the field goal kick. This will be a 38-ish yard attempt. High snap on the way, nearly blocked, but it's on its way and good. Make it 26-17 with 1:57 to go.
And now it's a 9-point game, two-score game. 2-score lead by Florida after that field goal that was made by Snead. We've seen crazier things happen here in the SFL. Seattle is still not out of it. They just need 2 scores here. Focus on getting the first score here on this pursuing drive. And then, we've seen onside kicks happen here in this league, I should say. And then anything can happen. So we'll see.
Oh, absolutely. Anything can happen. Crazier things have happened in this league than a 9-point comeback. Gus Scott to take it from the goal line. He'll run out up the middle, shakes 2 defenders, but cannot get around the other. And that is number 92 of Florida, Deontay White, with the stop to put the Nemesis up at their own 24. So far, the stats truck's giving us a win probability of 98% for Florida.
And I'm sure that's due to the two-score nature of Florida's lead right now with less than 2 minutes remaining. So we'll see how that plays a factor into the remaining parts of this ballgame.
Plan to throw as a check down. Baloo Scott going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, not much doing there.
Need to get bigger chunk plays if they're going to move down the field and hurry.
Absolutely. Going to the shotgun with 2 and 2. Blanton throwing up the middle. Tipped it and it's incomplete. David Gear's the intended target.
Yeah, trying to go for Gears on that big time throw over the middle, but there was at least 4 to 5 defenders there that had white shirts on in front of them. Probably could have came down with an interception there, but it just gets batted down to the turf and incomplete. Luckily for Seattle, they have another chance.
And luckily it does stop the clock. 1:33 to go. Blanton will have 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Nickel pack for Florida on 4-1. Blanton to throw. Tipped and incomplete. A couple of defenders there, but looks like Francis was the main culprit on that deflection, so bring up 4th down.
And Francis, who has a couple of pass deflections now in this ball game, almost had his second interception there with that. Had he brought that pass deflection down for the pick.
So it'll bring up 4th down and 9. They got to get to the 34 to move the chains. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Tight end set to the right side. Blanton from the shotgun has some time. We'll have to check it down, but it goes nowhere. And that'll be a turnover on downs at the 30-yard line.
And that will we'll see here, but Seattle does have 3 timeouts left, but that'll most likely do it for this ball game as they just check it down to the receiver, but nowhere near where the first down marker is. Seattle drops to 3 and 8 here after this one. Florida, we talked about it from the outside of this ball game, how they needed to come in and get this win. Their backs were against the wall in the playoff push, as it were, and they came in, they got the job done. The first half was ugly, right? I mean, first half was Ron Cochran was looking like the Ron Cochran of all season long, where he was throwing a touchdown and a pick. It was kind of, all over the place, and keeping the Seattle team in it for the better part of the first half. And then it wasn't until the second half where Florida could separate themselves a little bit.
Absolutely.
And then finally got the win. But Florida keeping their playoff hopes alive through today anyways, and they'll have to wait and see what happens throughout the next 2 days when Indy takes on LA at LA tomorrow night, and San Diego travels to DC on Monday night, because should both Indy and should Indy and San Diego both win their games, then Florida would be out of the playoff race with both of those teams' wins. But if either of those 2 teams lose, then Florida would still be in the playoff picture.
Yeah, that would be the best case scenario for them. With Louisiana losing, obviously, they're going to stay on the 6-win side. So that means they're going to have, Louisiana's going to have to take care of Jacksonville next week. Florida's going to have to take care of Atlanta next week, which is going to be a tough call. Snead to kick the field goal is up and good. That'll make it 29-17.
And that's what I was going to bring up. And that's what I was going to bring up next to Ethan, is that even if they do make it somehow past this week and one of those 2 teams lose either on Sunday or Monday, it's like, okay, Florida, you made it past this week, but congratulations, you made it past this week. Now your final test to make it to the playoffs, you have to travel to the Hive to face an Atlanta team who's been strong all season, and face a Hive team that's only got a loss or 2 on the season, has been strong all season. So good luck. You want to play a playoff team, you have to play basically playoff caliber style of football your last game of the season to prove it.
Yeah, you're going to have to take on the number 1 team in the league just to give yourself the hope to get into the playoff hunt. And by the way, that Atlanta Swarm game will be taking place in just a couple of hours, about 3 hours from now, over on Next Level Sports. Seattle going to try to get back into this. They're down by 12. Can check it down to Blue Scott, left side, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock with a minute to go.
Blue Scott getting a few more completions in here, getting a few more plays in here towards the end of the game with 1 minute left. Blue Scott's got 38 yards of rushing on her day off 15 attempts. And also has 17 yards receiving on 4 completions after that last one was completed.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty decent day for Blue Scott. Could have been better. It's been a fairly one-dimensional offense here. The catch made to David Gears down to the 45 for a first down. Seattle will take their final timeout. We have not heard from Paulie Truth, Dean Jackson, Tita Queen, or Gus Scott at all this game.
Yeah, that's a really good point to bring up, because in their win against Tulsa a week ago, every single wide receiver and tight end, with the exception of Dean Jackson and Tita Queen, had at least 1 catch in that ball game in their win over Tulsa. But as you stated, it's been entirely the Zachary Patton and David Gears show this entire ball game here this morning and this afternoon. So, the 4 out of the 6 has been completely shut out here in this ball game, and I think that's a good reason why Florida came out with the victory here due to their defensive play here today.
Yeah, and that last pass completion going to Gus Scott, unfortunately, the catch number 1 for him today, going for 18 yards as they spike the football now with 36 seconds to go. Now down to the Florida 37-yard line, and to be able to take down almost 2/3 of your offensive core, it's going to be a struggle to try to get back into that. Blanton to throw, and they have it up the middle, will be completed and brought down to the 21-yard line, and there is the first one for Tita Queen. Yeah, it's just been a bit of a struggle for the Seattle offense. Another spike going down for 20 seconds.
Yeah, Tita Queen getting her first completion of the ball game after being shut out a week ago in their win. So she'll be happy to get that one padded under her stat sheet for today's game for sure. Trying to get on the scoreboard one more time is Seattle here before the clock hits triple zeros.
They'll go 5 wide receivers with 20 ticks to go. Blanton on the high snap. Going for the end zone. Tipped in the air. Incomplete. Intended for Patton.
Looked like that was batted up in the air, and Patton could have had that on the Jay as Davidson got that ball deflected right straight up in the air, and Patton probably could have came down with it in the end zone off of the pass deflection, but just couldn't keep his eye on that one long enough to bring it down, and gives to the turf and incomplete.
Yeah, he had his eye on the ball, but I think he saw it going out of bounds and just could not get himself a chance to try to reach out for it. 3 wide to the left side, 1 to the right for Seattle. Blanton to throw, pressure coming up the middle. Pass is caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle, for David Gears' 2nd touchdown of the game.
Wow. All right, so are we going to see a little bit of a comeback here from Seattle? Not over until somebody sings. I don't know if there's any, ladies around of the.
I mean, I'm a fairly rotund person. I'm not only rotund. I've done choir. So I mean, if you want the fat guy to sing,
okay. All right. Well, there you go.
I'm available.
All right. Well, that was a good drive by Seattle, nonetheless, to get that one in the end zone by David Gears. Good throw by Blanton. Completion get the second touchdown that time to Gears. Gears have himself a day, up now over 100 yards at 101 off of 7 completions with those 2 touchdowns, and now the all-important onside kick coming up to be able to even have a chance to come back here with this pursuing drive.
Yeah, they got to get this to go at least 10. It's going to do just that, and it's all in the hands of Florida, so that will do it. So Seattle, in a valiant effort, will come up short. They will officially go to 3-8. They will be taking on Los Angeles I believe they are home against Los Angeles. Yes, they will be.
Yep.
And Florida will go to 5-6. And they will have to take on Florida either at 10-1 or 9-2. Probably the 9-2 team would probably be the most fearful, because then that's going to be one coming in with a loss.
Right.
And wouldn't want to be going up against that. And that will put zeros on the clock here at Darkwood Stadium. And the final score, Florida defeats Seattle 29-24. Bit of a last-ditch effort from Seattle to try to get back into this, but just came up short.
Yeah, a good game for the first, 2.5 quarters by Seattle, keeping this one, within a score or 2. Leading for a majority of this ball game, actually, was Seattle. We thought for a better part of that first half that they were the better team coming out throughout this game. However, Florida, as we stated time and time again, they came out here with backs up against the wall, trying to get to the playoffs once again, and knew that in order for them to be able to do that, they had to come out and play and win this game, and they were able to come out on the winning side of things here today against Seattle, and did just enough to get the job done. Ron Cochran, despite taking some big hits and some big defensive plays from Seattle, showed his true Hall of Fame colors, made some big-time throws, some big-time plays to E.J. Vincent and Art Vandelay, and got the job done against the Nemesis team that was trying to play spoilers, so much so that they came out here in their Tyrant throwbacks, but the Tyrant throwbacks didn't scare off the Storm enough that they were going to lose this ball game here today.
Yeah, what's going to happen in that case? But yeah, E.J. Vincent was a great receiver today for Florida. 7 receptions for 111 yards, accounting for nearly half of Cochran's total offense. Great job from him. And Cochran, just by himself, 26 for 32 for 276 yards. Had the 2 picks, but the touchdown pass to Vandelay was the kind of the sprinkles on the cake, if you will. You see the David Gears touchdown as Seattle was trying in vain to try and catch up to Florida. Just ended up coming up on the short side of the stick there. And Bullet Boletsky is your player of the game today. 32 attempts, 152 yards on the ground with 1 touchdown, 15 yards through the air, 167 total on the day. And if you like this game, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't done already. The SFL makes over 400 events a year. Nobody gives you more football, so don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Once again, final score, Florida defeats Seattle 29-24. Florida will have to face Atlanta next week in order to have a shot to get into the playoffs, but they have to sit and watch to see if they even have a chance. For my partner, Nate Hall, for our statistician, Jane Benazzi, and our commissioner, producer, extraordinaire, Cam Irvine, my name's Ethan Muslin. Have a great rest of your day. More SFL action coming up on YouTube in just a moment. See you next time.